Okay, we are returning tonight to one of these things, so another one of these little cheap fake Lego egg things. Just because, hey, I just don't feel enthusiastic to do Technic today. But we will be going back to the Technic thing. Make sure I've got my jacket out of the way. I don't like having my clothes on display in these videos. So anyway, we're gonna do a space probe vehicle, which is appropriate because of the whole 50th, whatever, 50th, I guess it's 60th, wait, 68, 69, well, I don't know, maths, it's 50 years, it's not that hard of maths. Alright, 50-year celebration of landing on the moon. Right, and I always think that's like fascinating, like it fascinates me that, like, because it was before I was born, that we went to the moon, and with relatively primitive technology, and we haven't really gone back. But there's, like, you know, lots of understandable, like, it's understandable in some sort of way, I think, considering how politics works and how everything's worked, that we haven't gone back to the moon. But I do hope we do go back one day. But personally, I prefer sending more robots to different parts of the solar system. It's nice sending people places, but really it's not the most efficient way of doing it. And I just want to find out what's on the other planets and have cool photos. Alright, enough about space, let's build space things. So the egg's interesting. Now I have two eggs. I've got this egg over here. I'm going to give you a little heads up. I've actually gone and got a couple more of these. So this won't be the last time that you see this, though we might have a break from these for a little while. I'm going to save these for those moments when I run out of time and desperately need to find something to talk about. But I've got quite a few things that I keep forgetting about to talk about when I run out of things to say. I've also got a pile of things to do when I'm feeling really enthusiastic and onto it and wanting to get down and talk about things. So let's just talk about this guy is going to be funny. Where's they put that fake Lego car guy? He's disappeared. He's underneath all the Disney characters that are sitting on my desk. So we can't compare that guy, because this is fascinating because their head is square shaped and you've got ears on the side and it almost looks like you could pop their head off. So I kind of want to do it because I want to see what's underneath. What's inside? It's actually kind of similar but not the same. Actually, like they do, it's the same size hole as fits in the side. Freaky. So that's an interesting development in the fake Lego world. But you do have to put everything together, and you really have to go all out on this. I'm going to guess that these little arms are quite hard to put in. In fact, they're going to be infuriatingly hard to put back in. Oh, please go in. Alright, so I've got Netflix for a month at the moment, because I'm going to cancel my subscription at the end of the night, because I just don't care enough about watching most things, and I'm running out of things to watch on Netflix, which is sad, because like everything's such an investment, and I don't want to get invested in anything, so I only want to watch something short and fluffy, and I just kind of run out of things that look interesting and short and fluffy that I haven't already seen. There's a couple of movies I haven't seen yet that I'm going to watch from there, but then I thought I'd go watch. I just thought I'll watch tonight a little bit of Goonies. Because they've got Goonies, and I feel bad about that because it's like I've got the Goonies on DVD. Why should I watch it on Netflix? I just don't know where the DVD is. I've got lots of DVDs over the years, and I just stuff them. I just take them out of their packet and stuff them into CD, those little CD holder book things, and I promptly have no idea where anything ever is. But then, such is the way of life. So I thought I'd watch that, and I was surprised at just how rough it sort of comes across when you look at it now. Like, it starts off in, you know, I think in the light of like Stranger Things. Stranger Things is kind of like you go back and you're like, oh, it's not quite as polished as you perhaps. I don't really remember it being very polished, but I do remember seeing it at the movies, and I went to see it at the cinema, The Goonies, not Stranger Things, not too long ago. Well, as in within the last 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, I don't know. That's all the same time. Right. And it was fine. I think it works better in the cinema. But I've done this really, really strangely wrong. So I'm trying to look at this picture here. And again, remembering from the last time we did this, they pack a lot of things into one little move. And like, number one is put all of these things together in one go. So we have to get these things, and these have to go on the bottom, not on the top. It's a common mistake. Or is it? And it has these little red lines. And I honestly, it's very hard to tell exactly where they're meant to go. It's much easier just to look at the picture sometimes. I find that these things it's just like the flexo things. Sometimes it's just better to look at the picture and not to look at the instructions, because the instructions don't help. But it could be because they're upside down, and it's just, you know, you can get away with that with Lego because they're so explicit with their instructions usually that you can do it upside down quite easily. And I saw someone today on a Lego Facebook group thing commenting about how in the set they were doing, the instructions actually called for a piece to be removed at some point. And that apparently this is a thing for larger Technic sets, because you have to build supports for them to construct most of it, and then when you finish you take the supports away, which just seems like, it's like wild to me. It's like, really? Wow. So maybe with this large Technic truck thing, there might be some of that. That will be exciting. I don't think there will be though, because I don't think it's quite large enough. Okay, so I'm yawning again. This is the yawn channel. Because I'm actually getting excited about programming again at the moment. It's just like, it's like this. That's actually two pieces together, and so I'm kind of enthusiastic to work until the very last minute at night doing that. This does not look like it's going to work. These don't fit on the right way. I've got all these, so these feel like they're slightly too low. I think it really, well, they do kind of fit. I feel like I'm missing a piece here. I feel like there is a part. Like, well, that one goes with the flag. So there's nothing else to stick. I've done something a bit weird. Or maybe I just got to push this down harder. Alright, I've got to push that down harder. And then it lines up. This is because it's very strange. Like, why? Why would you do this? Can you see this? I'm sure you can. But why would you have this bit going inwards and meeting up here? Like, oh, that's the oddest design thing. So we're talking about odd design things. So I wonder if they've ever done that in the Lego world. I wouldn't imagine in a large-scale Technic set, but still somewhere. And of course, the steering wheel is snuck in there, but they do have that thing where they're doing everything from the last steps have been coloured grey, which is a fat load of good when you've got grey pieces. But nothing is that grey. Should I say the expression fat load of good? Like, I don't know, it doesn't sound quite right when I say it out loud. So sorry if that doesn't sound like the best saying. I don't know if anyone even says that. But I just did. So I'm sure I said that when I was a kid. And it was one of those things that people... I'm just breathing in through my nose a lot at the moment too, which I think is going to come across as pretentious if I play it back when I listen to myself. I'm like, yes, exactly. But I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say yes. Why would I say that? Why would anyone do this? All right. So this is... I hate that. I hate it even with Lego. I hate putting a small little stud thing in the middle of those. It just feels like wrong. It just feels like it's disharmonious to me, and I don't like it. But I can live with it. It's not the end of the world. But I just thought I'd throw it out there that maybe we shouldn't do that. So it goes this side. Alright. And then this thing goes there. I think we've got everything done. And now we have to make. Oh, I used to like making these kind of things. Is it going to be fun with little non-Lego bits? So we have to make a Doc Ock robot arm thing. I think I actually did at some point get a Doc Ock minifigure. How would I have done that? What's the largest Spider-Man set I ever got? It would have been from the original Spider-Man films. Oh, I can't say the original Spider-Man. It's the 2000s, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. I've been talking about Spider-Man a lot recently. And I don't have a contemporary Spider-Man. I don't have a, what's his face, Tom Holland Spider-Man, which is sad. And also, but anyway, I did have some original series. Don't have any amazing Spider-Mans, because why would I do that? But I'm just saying, Sam Raimi ones. I did have a number of sets. I had that one with a train. I think it's a train or a tram that, I mean, it must be the train. It's the train from the movie. I don't remember a tram sequence, but there could have been. I'm just trying to work out what this thing is. Okay, so that one goes on to, I really don't know. Well, it has to goes like, okay, it goes that way. And then this goes, it doesn't really matter. You can just look at the picture and it'll be fine. And that one goes on the end like that. And then this strange little looking piece, look at this one. What an odd piece this one is. It's very odd. It's quite a bit different from any other sort of Lego-y. There's like a Lego one that I'm pretty sure there's one where with the system studs on the bottom and it's facing upwards and you would stick it on like that, but I haven't actually seen one upside down like this. And of course there are Technic pieces that are similar to this, but they're not with the system that's here. So this is a strange design. It is cool when they make up new pieces that you don't get in the Lego world. Alright, I've got this. And then it just goes kaploink into there. And how's it supposed to attach? Oh, you've got to be kidding. So this is why they wanted them on backwards. So it goes on like, well, that's clever, isn't it? So that is not very grippy. That sort of falls apart a bit. So oh well, I'm imagining motor sounds as it moves around, robotic motor sounds. But they're not that robotic, are they? Because they just fall over. It's like more like they're sort of resigned slump. But they are the kind of like the Boston Dynamics colours. I feel like they have spots yellow and black, right? So that's fine. And then we just have to put their helmet. I'm doing it upside down. We have to put their helmet on, and then we have to put the wheels on. And this is amusing. Like they're like, you shall not use our helmets with standard Lego minifigures because they have a square-sized helmet, and vice versa. So, well, you can actually, kind of. Not really. No, you can't really. It's a bit too roomy. It doesn't quite fit. And you're certainly not going to get like this helmet. No Stormtrooper fun for you. But they might look pretty good with their helmet on. Or they... Well, the good thing about this, and I'm going to give them credit for this, is that you can't go through that messy stage of not having their eyes lined up quite the way you want. I don't have any space figures on the table at the moment. And so you always are like, oh no, I've gone and put their face in and their eyes aren't lined up, and then I have to reorganize. You have no choice. The eyes have to be lined up. It's a square. Oh, that's bad. Well, what am I going to... Oh, no, I want it out. Oh, I can't get it... well, it's stuck there now. So, but that's okay. And I think that's... Oh, where's the little blue visor thing? I don't get no blue visor. So that's a point lost because there's no... But we haven't done the wheels. But there's a little... It says I get a blue visor, and I kind of would like to see this blue visor, but I can't see it in the packet. So maybe I should take it back to the shop and complain, and say, look, I want this blue. I'm not going to take it back to the shop and complain because I don't. But that would be cool to see that. So I think this was the only one that I saw that actually had a minifigure in it. I think the other two that I've got, certainly I do not think have a minifigure with them. One's a space themed one, and maybe we'll have to do the space themed one tomorrow, because get that one out of the way, and the other one's another little monster thing. Because it's space time, that's right, that's what we've been going through, 50th anniversary of walking on the moon, landing on the moon and walking around, and probably stretching, and oops, having a nap, because I'm sure they were there for a little bit, a day or 2 or 3. I should probably know. They weren't driving around in a moon buggy though, because that was a later Apollo mission. That's the thing that always gets me. I love that part, is that they actually had a moon buggy mission, and they drove a moon buggy around, and the moon buggy is still sitting on the moon. It's like, whoa, and went 26 miles or something apparently, because it was only bested by Opportunity. I think Opportunity not that long ago, before poor Opportunity disappeared and stopped working, which is sad. I actually felt really sad about that. But before that, the moon buggy was the vehicle that had travelled the furthest, which is how I know that it was about 26 miles. So 26, which is something in kilometers, is like 40 kilometers. It should be more than 40 kilometers, right? So it's 20. I don't know. It'll be something. This is, I think, is funny. I don't know why it has these things at the front, but this is what it looked like when they were driving around on the moon on a later Apollo mission. So it's falling apart. So I'm going to give up. Most of it is stable. This guy is kind of stable. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It's adequate. It does its job, but it's a bit flimsy. The pieces are of reasonably good quality. They're acceptable. They're fine. They're not going to be mistaken for Lego, but they aren't generally falling apart. And it does have an interesting little design. So that makes me think, if that's the reason they did it, maybe there is a Lego set that pulled that little trick off, just to get that exact effect. Because normally they just do the little the little bits that go over the side. You know what I mean? But they haven't. So here, but then again, they don't have this piece. This piece I don't think I've ever seen this piece in a Lego set. So I'll give it a 6 because it's got creativity. In that part, and the rest of it's bland. But I'm talking too much. It's getting kind of boring. So let's just finish it there. And bye. And bye. I don't know why I said that. Yes, like, share, and subscribe. Somebody liked one of my videos, which is nice. I don't know why. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.